Hello everyone, welcome to this first video of 2025. Happy New Year to everyone. Uh, I'll try to respond some of the recent questions that I have been getting all throughout this month. So do subscribe to the channel. Do join our WhatsApp and Telegram groups. Link must be in the video description. So what do we do at DevOps and Cloud Labs is we make people ready for their jobs and ready for their interviews. We found a lot of gaps in the industry. We found people are learning from very basic material, and that basic material leads to basic information, basic knowledge. Then eventually it leads to failure in the interviews, failure at the job, or they are applying for any kind of promotions. That's the problem we try to solve in basically at DevOps and Cloud Labs. So without further delay, let's talk about an overview or the roadmap that people should have in 2025. In 2025, the bit of focus has moved from again basic knowledge of DevOps and cloud to slightly advanced stuff. So a lot of focus is now on the operational side of cloud. I have been repeatedly saying on channel and to my students that all sort of migrations to cloud are pretty much done. A lot of customers are already in cloud. They want to make sure that their operations in cloud are better, their security, the cost optimization, basically all the pillars of the well architected framework have to be ensured. So that actually is more or less the roadmap that I suggest, knowing all the best practices of operating in the cloud. DevOps is just one aspect of it. So a good roadmap for anyone who is starting or trying to switch to DevOps and cloud, basic knowledge, at least good knowledge of Linux operating system and a bit of networking is absolutely must. That's where we start. Good knowledge of Linux fundamentals, basic commands to check what processes are running, what logs file are, how to install some packages, that sort of thing. And the networking side in the cloud, because everything in cloud you have to make sure it's connected, talking to each other, and networking concepts are absolutely must. Git is something every DevOps and cloud engineer uses. Work to version control, that is the basic skill set that everyone should have. So these are the three fundamental skills that you should possess. Beyond this, what I suggest to my learners or my students is that not focus too much on each and every tool, but focus on the capabilities that DevOps and cloud offers, or the capability side of it. So some of the capabilities are the build automation, that you should be able to build a package. Now it could be a Docker image, it could be a Node.js application, it could be a Java application or .NET application. That is not relevant here. You need to understand what goes into a build process, whether it is the unit tests, integrations, whether you are scanning it with SonarQube, or those are the tools that enable you. You should understand what is a good golden process that you can apply pretty much at every place. So focus on build automation. Containerization and managing the containerization platform is another aspect of it. So building the Docker images and then deploying it, whether you are using kubectl or you are using GitOps approach. These are some of the examples. So you should focus on how you are going to deploy that application. Then the other aspects is, which is very popular nowadays, is are you able to monitor, are you able to observe the infrastructure in cloud? So observability part of it, monitoring, observability, consider it as a skill. How you monitor your cloud infrastructure, how do you monitor your applications, that's another set of capabilities. So learn it under the umbrella of different capabilities rather than just some tools and technology. So you can talk about it very positively in your discussions, that you understand the specific capabilities. For architects or slightly senior people, I would suggest being able to conduct a well architected review of a cloud application. That's something you should definitely consider if you are applying for sort of senior roles or architect kind of roles, are you able to not only design well architected solutions, but are you able to conduct a well architected framework review for an application? That should give you a good amount of knowledge. Obviously, it will need good knowledge of the framework itself, as well as being able to find flaws in any existing architecture. That again gives you talking points. I think this is then obviously there are infrastructure as code tools like Terraform and all. So pipelines or something that you can demonstrate in that area is massively useful. So think of this of different use cases and try to explain your point of view, your thing in your knowledge in terms of these capabilities. So if somebody asks you in discussions what sort of knowledge you have, it shouldn't be that I know Jenkins or I know SonarQube, or then you should be explaining in a way that you know build automation, you know deployment automation, you can manage, or you are part of the observability team, or you have conducted well architected framework review. So this is how you can easily start your conversation. That will give you the positive edge over others whose language and the words may not be the appropriate ones in the interviews or in the discussions. So it's not just about interviews, right? You have to sustain in the job or in the meetings and the day-to-day job as well, right? So the right choice of words, the right framework, you know that when you are learning build automation, you know what best practices go into that entire process. So same goes for the other capabilities that I talked about. So instead of learning DevOps and cloud in terms of tools, just change it slightly, learning in terms of capabilities. What these tools are going to accomplish, what tools have been built to manage something. So for example, there are many tools to in general, like we have a calculator to do some calculations. So we don't want to learn what calculator does in day-to-day job. The calculator could be a basic calculator today, could be a scientific calculator in future, or could be a computer in future. The idea is to do calculations. So we need to understand what was the objective, why certain process was started, and how do we fulfill that process. So focus on the process side of it, not just tools. List down all these processes and try to build your knowledge as per the capabilities.